You may be a melanin-dominant human being in love with Afrocentric Pan-Africanism, yet you could be in the same class as a black Christian, Muslim, Jew, or Hebrew Israelite, or any other black philosopher like an agnostic or atheist. You might be black really, but you are black only outside. Inside, your spirituality is empty. Even though you are a Pan-Africanist and you may actually have a tattoo, or have tattoos, or love tattoos, maybe even of an ankh, or even of any, or Africa, or anything else, you might be thinking you are following black spirituality. Since the philosophy you follow has not stopped you from eating, ignoring, and abusing your own totems. In the shadows of our collective human story echoes these animistic reverberations, which modern lies and modern philosophers and modern philosophies and wisdoms deliberately have used to fragment all of us using machinery of colonialism. This betrayal became possible only because colonialism exploited existing fissures, linguistic, political, ecological, and amplified them into unbridgeable chasms. If you want to die twice, eat your totems. The philosophy you are following may be causing you to eat your totems. As a melanin-dominant human being, I stand at the crossroads of this betrayal, gazing across oceans and the continents to see my kin, people racialized today as black, brown, yellow, and indigenous, displaced and recategorized like broken shards of a once unified totem. But unified is a dangerous word. We were never a monoculture. We were a polyculture of ontologies, distinct yet resonant like variations in a musical mode, musical tone. Colonialism muted it into silence. We are all one big family with various totems. Do you know yours? Not one human of black, brown, yellow, indigenous, whether in China, in Polynesia, in Fiji, in Hawaii, in the States, is totemless. Those today who claim to have no totems are actually claiming something that they've been programmed to think of through victimization of an engineered amnesia, a program that cut off the cords, whether they used Hinduism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and communism as systems and the scorched earth tactics they used against us to sever and cut us off one human family with various totems. Yet today, someone in Tamil who refused to be called African, and someone in Africa who refused to be called Dravidian. What a sad scenario. Because these systems manufactured a void. This void does not want to stay empty. Hence, they knew and they have pushed this sudden global surge of tattoos, completely divorced from totemism. This is not an accident. It is the aesthetic echo of a deeper amnesia. When sacred kinship to clan, land, and lineage is stripped away, the ninefold soul still yearns to connect with its belonging. But without the ancestral anchor, tattoos have become the decoy and deceptive fulfillment with a solitary glyph. It is a self-referential brand destroying our communal covenant and cosmic covenant which totems established. Tattooism without totemism is not adornment. It is a spiritual death via identity untethering and erasure of ancestral memory. It feeds the illusion of individual sovereignty while eroding the collective field that once held us together. In this light, the mass promotion of decorative tattooing is not culture. It is a commodified dissociation, masking the very void it cannot fulfill that totems must fulfill. Totemic identity is cosmoterrestrial law, a living resonance between earthly kinship and stellar order. Our ancestors bred them in rivers, in bones, in animals, in body parts, in the ark of the constellations. Take Woremakut, so-called Grand Sphinx of Hamit. Its gaze fixed true east, not by accident, but by ancestral engineering. At the vernal equinox, it aligns precisely with the rising of Regulus in Leo, not a superstition, but as a celestial confirmation and empowerment. The totem of the lion and many other totems and all other totems are not just symbols. They are cosmic stations, a tuning point, a node where terrestrial lineage and stellar memory intersect in you and must be activated by you. This is not a horoscope. Horoscope is the commodified ghost of totemic astronomy, stripped of reciprocity, reduced to personality and a quizzes and a guesswork. True totemism is astro-metaphysical. It knows that your bloodline breathes in a rhythm with specific stars, that your clan's origins rot in your DNA and sidereal cycles. This is a serious matter. When you eat your totem, you are abusing it. When you ignore your totem, you are abusing it. When you abuse it, you are violating taboos. For instance, the totem of crocodile, found in Africa, Tongas, Ndaus, everywhere, Australia, Ongwenya, Yolngu in Australia, in Vanuatu is found. The praise system goes like a child of crocodile. It always wants to use the maternal inheritance. The taboos are in eating it or using the skin, like wearing crocodile skin shoes. If your totem is crocodile, avoid all this. Take the python, rainbow, serpent, Nfonyo in West Africa, amongst the Igbos, many places, Shato, all over. In Australia, Walpiri, in Kayapo, in the Amazon, it represents fertility links, water, temples, ceremonies, healings, and underground travel myths, totems and taboos. Ignoring or eating this totem destroys you, kills you twice. The leopard, the jaguar in Bakongo, amongst the Igbos, in West Africa, everywhere. Akan in Africa, Maya, the Mesoamerica, patrilineal descent, it's used in medicine. Elites versus commoner Urus. The fish, Hobe ontini, whale, uhunga, or whale, in Fiji, Polynesia, Venda, the Shonas, the Ndebeles, men ontini, Omazibuko, the Solomon Islands, everywhere, all over the earth. Maritime ancestry protects you from many other stuff, many other evils. The Hopi also honor the Igu, the Tswana, the Pintupi in Australia. It represents rain, power, and authority. The honeybee everywhere. So if you worship Jesus, if you are a Confucius, Jews, Muslims, Hindu, and Buddhist, you have killed and destroyed and abused your totems. You're going to die twice. Do not eat your totems. Never do that. So Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and communism, and many other isms and many other philosophies did not merely replace our divinities, our gods. They severed the sky from the soil. They called animism, paganism, idolatry, primitive and evil and feudal, while branding their own theologies and philosophies and ideologies as cosmic, as universal. In doing so, they weaponized salvation and in the progress worked hard to erase your totem and your totemic sovereignty. Today, they know that. So, because they know that a people who remember their star clan cannot be owned by any empire, therefore, they started to give you tattoos without totems. This global sage of skin marking that mimics belonging, lex axis mundi. Without the totem, without the earth to star covenant, the tattoo becomes a solitary glyph, a self-branding floating in existential fog. Tattooism without totemism is spiritual privation. It's disaster. Yes, totems are anchors, in the lineage continuum. Now, listen to me very, very carefully, because we are dealing with ancestral bloodline and how your totems connect to it. Let's define what is a totem first. A totem is not merely a symbol or an animal. It is a living quantum signature encoded in the lineage continuum, linking an individual to a specific node of ancestral memory and cosmological function. That is the definition of totem. Don't listen to any other. Grab this definition that I have given. So this signature resonates with a particular frequency within the NyuNyu quantum force field, acting as a bio-spiritual interface between you, the individual, and your ancestral field. You did not create yourself, including that atheist, including that agnostic, including that evolutionist. You did not create yourself. You have ancestors. Therefore, the totem is a facet of the self within the non-local holographic matrix of collective identity. It links you with your lineage continuum and activates it. Animistic consciousness as a participatory coherence is not a belief in spirits, but is a recognition of a sentient interconnectivity, a non-dual awareness that all forms carry ancestral memory. When one eats and ignores their own totem, they are destroying their quantum agency, and they create a collapse event. And this collapse event is enacted when you eat, when you ignore, when you abuse your totem. It severs and cuts your biofield ancestral node bond. Now, look at this. Look at these equations. Eating, ignoring, and abusing your totems equals intentional violation of sacred entanglement. Sacred entanglement is necessary condition for lineage coherence, lineage continuity, lineage connectivity. Therefore, violation brings about entanglement, collapse, and discontinuity in your lineage continuum. You are dead. You are dead twice. So eternal death, according to Akam, Afro-cosmic applied metaphysics, is not merely the cessation of your biological life. Yes, it is. It is an irreversible exclusion from the regenerative loop of the lineage continuum. Once quantum signature is no longer valid, it's gone, it's no longer recognized by the NyuNyu coherent. As a participant, now you are on ontological suicide. You are dead. In other words, it's like taking a check to your own bank to withdraw some money, yet your signature is false, is no longer yours. You are gone. They won't give you anything. In extreme cases, this means you have been eating your totem, whether by ignorance or knowingly. You have already signed your death warrant twice. So, lineage continuum coherence means you can access the ancestral intelligence. Violation of your totem means permanent lineage continuum rupture. And once that has happened, this regenerative loop is done. You are gone. Therefore, you are going to die twice. So, what does it mean dying twice? It means permanent loss of regenerative metaphysical identity in this life, and the loss of the afterlife twice as a result of failure to stop entropy. Because you are eating your totems, you are destroying the node that must sustain you. You have failed to stop entropy. Your retainer authority is vanished. You have vanished it, you have destroyed it, you have removed it yourself by eating and abusing your totems. If you think this is a joke, continue eating your totems. Now, but when you practice your totemic spirituality, and when you know your totems, it's like steering the waters of NyuNyu. It activates resonant patterns that align you with the ancestral waveform. But if you poison the water, you steer the waters of NyuNyu again by violating the totem. The ripple that you are steering by violating your totem becomes a null wave, a black spot in the field that repels coherence. So NyuNyu as an intelligent field discriminates, it withdraws resonance from those who violate its sacred syntax. Therefore, this is not divine retribution. Read our book, No More Masters. It explains this clearly, fully. But what we can say in brief is that just as deleting your genetic code prevents cellular replication, violating your totem nullifies your metaphysical replicability in the lineage continuum. Eternal death is a natural consequence of severing the thread that weaves you into the eternal becoming of your lineage. Therefore, totemic integrity equals lineage continuum coherence equals continuity beyond biological death. The opposite means entanglement collapse and eternal death. This is real. It's gonna happen to a lot of people. Now, you have an opportunity today to reclaim your totem as a matter of life. The alternative evolution is death dying twice. Once you reclaim your totems, you must deliberately and consciously reactivate them. To do so, you must know their resonance nodes. Do you know them? What about all associated taboos, rules, and regulations? Are you aware of how you can identify them and approve them and affirm them? But on top of everything, do you have a totem? Do you know your totems? Because you need 2 totems, not 1. If you have got 1 totem, you are unbalanced. So to study this matter and to look into this matter to avoid dying twice by eating your totems, you need to read our book. Yeah, there are no totemless Africans. You can get it from Amazon or from our website. Thank you very much for listening and for watching thus far. If you need to and you know that I need to explore this topic deeper, you can email us on the email that we are showing here. You can also continue to subscribe, to watch, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Remember, you want to steer the waters of NyuNyu by practicing integrity, which gives you lineage continuum coherence. Resonance patterns aligns you with ancestral waveforms positively. Otherwise, you are gone, you're dead. Thank you. Your manager to be preached by LM Dumzit Kunikani Mjaganja. Till we meet again, remember, you need your totems, 2 at best, and to avoid taboos. Till we meet again, stay cool, stay well. Partner with us, partner with the gods and them, righteous ancestors. Thank you. Have a great day.